What's up, folks? We're about to kick things off tonight, picking up where we left off in Rogue Trader. I think at this point it's all, we're exploring planetary systems, but we made it to a new system where we have a planet and there's a quest. It's called Geronis, I think. I think that's where we're at. Find out in a minute. I took a day off today for the first time. I mean, I'm still streaming, but I haven't done anything else all day, work-wise. The first day I've taken off in... I honestly can't tell you. Probably since before Baldur's Gate 3. I think before Baldur's Gate 3 was the last time I took a day off. Um, so it's been 6-8 months. Can't tell you. But woke up this morning, transplanted a tree at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully it survives. It was not an easy transplant. I mean, anybody who's followed the Homestead channel, when we moved in, our backyard was a bare patch of dirt, and now we've got, I think, like 20 trees, or over 20, just over 20. We got a lot of trees now, finally, and we had one of these. So the neighbor cut down an almond tree. It's a wild almond tree. I'm very upset about it, but they grow fast, and we had one that was already about 6 feet tall that we just decided to transplant because the ground was really wet. But the transplant did not go well, so we'll see if it survives. Not every transplant I do makes it. Chris and I have transplanted probably 35 trees, and about 20, early 20s have made it. So we're not perfect at it, but hey, we've done a lot of growing things from seeds into seedlings, into saplings that then populate the backyard. So I did that at 6. By the way, everybody, good morning, good afternoon. Valis is going to let us into the theater early. Here's some trailers. Hey, this is my trailer. Bubbleonia says, what's up, man? Spaceman, what's up, Bubbleonia? Glorfindel says, mental health thing. I mean, sort of, like I did that, and then we had some quick snacks, and then we went for a walk down to the river. Came back. The little town where we live in just inaugurated. They've been working on it for like a year and a half, but there's a big church at the top of the hill, a big like a colonial style church, right? A Spanish colonial style church at the top of the hill. And it's not the only one in town, but it's the one that's there, like visible from everywhere. And they consider that the main thoroughfare going down to the river. So they spent like a year and a half redoing the entire street from the top of the church all the way into the river. They did it in like grooved concrete all the way down, expanded the sidewalks from these like narrow 18-inch things to like full on like 4-foot wide sidewalks, painted it all. It looks like stamped concrete with, they painted it up. They put these big, like 50-foot tall, there's a word for them, and I can't remember, but they're lamp posts that curve, and then the lamp is at the end of the post, and they're like 50 feet tall. And they put one on each side on every street corner going all the way down. So we took a walk because they just inaugurated it like, I don't know, a week and a half ago. So we took a walk down that, got down to the river, and we were coming back, and we were like, oh shit, this we got to get new photos now. So we talked to one of the neighbor ladies. She said the lights go out at like 7, or lights go on, around 7 o'clock. So I think one of these nights this week, when I'm finished up with my stream, we're going to take the tripod and the camera gear out, which we haven't done in about a year. Well, no, about 8 months ago, we went and did a photo shoot at the river with they have a big swing set up where you can hang out and take pictures and everything else, and it looks out over the whole massive river where we live. So we did that about 8 months ago, but that was the last time I took the camera out. So we're going to get a nighttime shot, and we're going to get a daytime shot. Just to show the difference, because I do have pictures from about a year and a half ago when we took them, and you could see the difference. So they actually, the local government has done a good job at the very least in that department. They're making that better, and hopefully they're going to see about expanding the. They're working on new drains everywhere and repaving. They just repaved with asphalt where we near where we live. Anyway, we went for a walk, came back. Had a little bit of breakfast, and then we went out again and went to the feed store. Got a bunch of chicken food because Chris now has 12 new chicks. Welcome to YouTube, Ricey. We've got 12 new chicks out of 15 eggs that hatched. So they're 2 days old today. So we had to go out and get new chicken feed for them. And Chris and I did a lot of work. She did most of the work. We had to redo it this morning to replant the tree, but restructuring the chicken wire and everything, because now we have everything cordoned off so that the rooster and the 4 new babies that are now like 3 months old or 4 months old, they're in there with him now, and the other hen, and then Frida's inside the chicken coop with everything locked off so that she can't get out, and she's got the 12 babies in there. So that happened today. We did all that. Went and got chicken feed. What else did we do? I went to the pharmacy, got some stuff. We went to the local food market and got some cabbage, because Chris is using cabbage to feed the chickens as a partial. And then we came home, and I promptly went back to bed. I think by 9 o'clock in the morning, because I wake up at like 4:35. But I did like 9 o'clock in the morning, went back to bed, slept until almost noon, and then got up, had some lunch, took a shower, and then we watched the first 2 episodes of the new season of Reacher. And now I'm here. So it was a very relaxing day. Where it was the first time in like 8 months where I did not produce any videos today. I was like, I'm going to take a day off and take a me day. I'll still stream, but didn't do any video production. The downside to that is that I only have videos prepped for tomorrow. So tomorrow I have to hustle because I got to get videos for Wednesday, Thursday, however many days out I can get done tomorrow. Vala says, in 1984 we had a 2-story house on 3 acres. My father and I planted trees along the road up to the house. Today you can't even see the house anymore because the trees are so big. Yeah, that's what we've tried to do in the backyard. It's just and it looks good. The one thing I don't have enough of, and it came around last year after the heavy rains, like around June in the middle of summer. But we don't have a lot of undergrowth, so there's no like grass. And right now there's not a lot of plants because it's just been it's cold, so colder. Anyway, but last year, like May, June, and then when the rainy season started at the end of June, like June, July, September, we had a lot of foliage, a lot of ground cover, grass, all sorts of ground clutter. But then it just went away, and we're gonna see if it comes back this year. It's really hard to control that part of it, just because we have all the animals and chickens and everything else, and the chickens, when they're young especially, they get out frequently and they just eat shit, and it's like, and that's just because we don't have an entirely perfect chicken coop structure. One day, the chicken coop's good. It's the fence we have, but Chris has reinforced it the other day because we have a bunch of new chicks, and she put up new chicken wire. So we're hoping that this time it'll be a little bit better. And if it does, I want to work on the ground cover next. I haven't done any any hand planting of seeds. It's just been whatever gets washed down out of the forest behind our property, and it gets washed down every time it rains. But it's been a fun project. And we've had like 9 or 10 papaya trees this year, so we've got tons of papaya. I'm not a huge papaya fan when it's like a raw fruit, but Chris makes it's a Mexican recipe that's like you render it down with sugar and you make these like it's like candied papayas is essentially what it turns into, and those are good. Very, very good. Routine is important. All right. Can I chart any routes from here? Or we got everything we got? All right, there we go. Let's exit the... where am I? Where's my quest at? I think it's here. Excuse me. I was tired today, because we came home, it was like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I just was like, poop. Took a big old nap. I got Smeagol in here with me, sitting in my chair. He's sleeping there. My draft chair might be delivered tomorrow, everybody. Amazon said it was at the local city as of this morning at 1 o'clock in the morning. They said it's not making it delivered till Friday, but usually when it's here, it usually goes out the next day or so, because they make deliveries to our town every day. Master Helmsman Raver says, Lord Captain, according to the telemetry, the parameters of the system match that of the Telecos Epsilon. home to the agri-world Janice that belongs to the Von Valancius dynasty. We have received a Vox message from the planet. The agri-world's governor officially welcomes the rogue trader and reports that she has begun preparations for a formal reception to celebrate the arrival of the planet's sovereign. Your subjects are looking forward to your visit. By the way, I also had my first coffee today in about 2 months. I didn't have a full cup. I had a shot of espresso with some almond milk and some sugar, and it was damn good. Had that while we were watching Reacher. It's the first coffee I've had in about 2 months. I'm going to ease back into it. Let's visit some planets before we go to Janice, though. Scan and do what we need to here. I probably do need to go grab... Oh, excuse me. I do need to go grab a drink. Blueberries were on sale last week at the grocery store. It's my favorite fruit of all. So, I've been munching on blueberries all week. I think I still got 2 cases left, and I'm going back to the grocery store tomorrow. And if they still have a pretty fresh batch, because they're in season, I'm totally grabbing like another 4 packets. I might actually get 6 this time because I want to make some blueberry crepes. Dude, blueberry crepes, guys. If you've never had blueberry crepes. So, you remember that old French chef? Fuck, I can't remember his name right now. He was the personal chef of the French president, Charles de Gaulle. He's like 85 years old now. I follow him on TikTok. I'm gonna go look it up real quick because he's got a fritter recipe that is just legit. Pretty sure I followed his account. Go find out. Jacques Pepin. He's an old guy now, but he did a lot of cooking shows in like earlier, you know, and I didn't really ever find out about him until he was already in his elderly years. He's amazing, and I've been doing a lot of his recipes, and they're super easy and they're really good. Like the crepes recipe, he's got one that he uses beer with, and another one that he uses sparkling water. Well, I've tried it with ginger ale. Holy shit! If you man, so I think the next experiment is I might try like squirt or something citrusy, you know. But you got to have mineral water. You have to have some sort of gassy water to make crepes the right way, or to make the fritters, excuse me. And you can do like vegetable fritters, fruit fritters. I love apple fritters. A little bit of powdered sugar on top. You know, that's the first time I think that I've seen... Well, we'll just wait and see here. Alright, well now we're ready to go to the main planet. So let me grab a drink before we go because I don't want to get sidetracked once we get down here. Alright. Also, our neighbor is moving today. So hopefully we don't get any idiots next door. You never know if they're going to show up with dogs or if they're like partying alcoholics. So only downside, I mean, we do live on the edge of town, you know, and have our own space. But we have the church on one side, so that side of the place is completely tranquil. We have the woods in the back, so that's nice and tranquil. And then on the other side, we've got 3 little small houses, and the neighbors have been, fairly chill. But like this guy's pig got under our property like 3 times, just destroyed a bunch of Christina's planters, destroyed the fence. Um, so yeah, they're officially out today. So we're gonna see what kind of new neighbors. They're the ones who cut down the tree. That they didn't have a choice. It wasn't their property, so the owner was the one who cut down the tree. But like they're gone, and it's like, hopefully we get good neighbors next. We'll see. Big thing is a lot of people are, if I could be judgy, some people aren't very proud of their living space, and they don't do anything about it. And it's kind of annoying when you spend all this time trying to make your property better, and then it's just like trash. And it's like, I don't care that you just rent. Like, do you not even have pride in your personal living space? It just drives me nuts. And I know I sound judgy with that comment, but laziness, slovenliness, dirt, trash, that shit drives me up the wall. We're going to go down with Renfail and Abelard. Definitely Adira, who I respect. Pascal, Jay, and Heinrichs. I'm pretty happy with this group. Although, I will say I have felt the loss of Cassia ever since I took Jay in the group, because she has that mend reality ability, which is just so freaking awesome when it balanced against Adira, because we can take the veil degradation down. So I can do more casting with Adira. I might actually take Cassia instead of Heinrichs. That's going to give me 2 officers, but that's okay. I should be able to make this work, because Jay actually still does pistol damage with her 2 pistols, which is so freaking awesome. All right, I'm going to accept that party, and we're going to head down to the planet. Maple fritters? But we are going grocery shopping tomorrow, so I'm going to stock up. I think we'll need to do what we're going tomorrow morning, and then we go tomorrow morning to the one that's closest to our house, and then Wednesday we go to the other one that's farther away. Because they both, so the one that's closest to us is owned by Walmart. It has a different name, but it's owned by Walmart. They get fresh stock and produce in every Tuesday morning, and the other supermarket, which is a national chain here, stocks up on Wednesday mornings. So we go right when they open, and you've got your selection of the fresh produce, the best produce that's going to be there all week. And but you got to get there early. Like, you got to get there when they open, because if you wait like even an hour, that shit is picked over. Because not a lot of people go at opening, but by the first hour, that place is packed, and you've got just everybody's there to get the fresh greens, man. Welcome to the channel, Zaris. Don't forget we're multi-streaming, everybody. YouTube and Twitch. Follow where you'd like. Ooh, this is a jungle planet. It did say it's an agricultural world. Oh, we got snipers? Or is that someone after us? They're after the rogue trader, aren't they? Who are you? I like your outfit. Vistinza Viat, a lavishly dressed noblewoman in an opulent silk gown, watches you with an expectant air, but then gracefully bows her head. Gem-encrusted implants protrude from her arms and neck. I welcome you on behalf of the noble house Viat ab Adam. My name is Vistinza Janice Viat ab Adam of Conronus. By the grace of the Emperor and the will of the rogue trader Theodora von Valancius, I serve as planetary governor and imperial commander-in-chief of this world. And she raises her head slightly at the last, so she's proud of her position. She's in deference to us when she greets us, but then she air of pride when she's done. That's nice. That's a strong, independent. I like that. She turns her head to Abelard. And greetings to you, noble Werserian. It's been years since your last visit to Janice. I'm glad to see you again. Abelard, are you gonna get some? That's a good sign when the rogue trader Seneschal does not visit a subject planet for a long time. Isn't that correct, Lady Viat? It means the governor is taking care of all matters and there is no need for the Seneschal to interfere. She lets out a musical laugh. I hear praise in those words, and I thank you for them. She turns once again to you. In truth, your arrival to this place, the esteemed Lady von Valancius, is quite unexpected. I hope my coming and Theodore said has not disappointed you too much. Try to be diplomatic. Not the least, your lordship. On the contrary, I'm delighted after all these years to once again welcome to my world, ... For Janice! They're gonna try to assassinate her? Or no. Oh, that's a guard! Because she took out the would-be assassin. Now I'm hungry for maple fritters, man. Completionist 89 dropped that comment. I was already hungry for blueberry fritters. Shit, we've been ambushed. Nothing I can do. Oh, yes, let's see here. So, let's go ahead. What do we got here? We got ranged. How many ranged? Servant, 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 servant. Where's this one? So we got 5 servants. Okay, nobody's going to be able to do any melee, so let's go ranged. Let's do Adira first.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
A little bit of lightning. Alright, let's put this on ourselves. We're just going to hunker down. So she's the grand strategist, so I just put a buff on us. And from now, we're just going to sit here. For the Emperor of Man! Varangian. Space Elves, says Red Bubble. You know, here's the funny thing, guys. I had never considered the fact, and this is ridiculous that it took me so long to see this. So, I didn't grow up with Star Trek. I watched it as an adult. Like Star Trek The Next Generation. My grandparents watched it when it was live on the air. But I maybe saw 2 or 3 episodes when I was staying over with them. So I didn't watch like Next Generation, Deep Space Nine stuff until I was in my early mid-20s. Like mid-20s, 24, 25. And so for some reason it never dawned on me that Vulcans are literally space elves until, you know, the last couple of years when we were doing the Rings of Power, all the Rings of Power videos, and I was like, I saw somebody had posted that somewhere, and I was, holy shit, how have I made it into my 40s and never saw like the connection? And I've read voraciously over my years and watched probably thousands of shows by this point, and it never dawned on me that Vulcans were space elves, and it made me feel like such an idiot. But once I saw the connection, I just can't unsee it. And so you've got, it's just, it's hilarious once you see it. And I don't know, I know a lot of people already knew that, but I did not. Alright, let's see here. We're going to do claim the bounty on this dude.
You never stood a chance.
Let's mark this guy as prey. Let's see, run and gun.
Your end was inevitable.
Okay, he's down. I can do one more shot.
It's as good as done. Who, if not me? You never stood a chance.
Oh, now I got momentum, baby. I'm going to clear out all 5 of these without any help.
I'll make it happen. On it.
Oh, I bragged. Bragged too soon. She'll get him for me.
You've got a problem going somewhere.
There we go. That was pretty easy. Oh, walls are coming down. Oh shit, we got reinforcements. Dude, this is a pretty awesome fight. So they hit me with an ambush. So I got Overwatch from somewhere. It's that sniper chick. I don't know who she is. Alright, we're going to have to advance a little bit to get these guys. I don't think there's any bosses. Ripper, Diversionist, Grenadier, Sharpshooter. I definitely want the Sharpshooter taken out. So let's... Nope, I'm not close enough. Let's give this to Renfail. Wait, do I have to do it to myself? Who does that go on? Oh, it's Oh, it's mark an enemy. Hold up. That was the wrong one.
You jest, surely. Am I getting paid for this?
Okay.
Tell me, and you never fight fair. I can do that.
See if I can shoot
the right
somebody from this
incentive.
distance. Oh, I can get that guy. I hit him at least.
I'll see to it personally. I'll make it happen.
Glorfindel says, dude, I'm almost 60 and never made the Space Elf connection. That's perfect. Guess I better come out from under a rock. Dude, I don't feel so bad now. But I'm telling you, once you see it, it's like those two races, the Vulcans, why am I blanking on the Romulans? It's basically light elves and dark elves. So it's the high elf and dark elf stuff that we've seen in so many fantasy books. And it's right there staring you in the face. And it's just, I don't know why I never made that connection. And once you do, it's like, holy shit, this is literally just space fantasy. We can call it science fiction, but Star Trek is essentially space fiction. It's fucking humans, high elves, and dark elves. It's hilarious. The Rippers are melee. We might be able to hang back here. Ooh, I've got momentum.
They who discern the future own the battlefield.
Here we go.
The whispers must be appeased.
Okay. She'll take some heat from this, but that's okay. It's our assassin ability. Let's just hit him with melee.
Will do. Farewell.
She chunked him up good. I wonder if we can shoot that tank right there. I don't know that that tank is targetable. Oh, poison gas. Oh, they're all coming for her. That's not bad, though, because she'll be able to... Alright. I might as well bring you up here.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. Victory is imminent.
Alright, let's do...
I will do my duty.
Charge the next guy. We should be able
I'm
to
not
get...
interested.
There we
It
go.
will be done.
Oh, he parried! Brace for impact.
Suffering is part of the trial.
Chuck another gas grenade. Stun grenade. Wow. Oh, you're so toast, bro.
Martyrdom.
If Pascal gets within range of you, you are toast. Alright.
Running binary override.
Yeah. I should have marked it first. I kind of spaced it out, but we're gonna...
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Pascal's pretty awesome when he gets up close. Especially his AoE, which we'll hopefully get to do in a minute. Alright, Cassia, I just want to actually straight up give Adira another
Isn't this
turn.
a job for the serfs?
Time for a little bit of lightning.
Be gone.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Oh, you can take it, bro. Alright, I'm gonna bring my dude.
I refuse.
Alright. Go over here a little bit.
You've got a problem? I've got a prize.
Abelard.
I can do that with the right incentive.
An exemplary strike. At your beck and call.
A little bit of taunting scream.
High momentum.
Oh, I've got full momentum. You guys are toast. Bye-bye.
They'll write legends about me.
All right, here we go.
Indeed. I took care of this one.
Those two are toast. Love it. All right.
There is movement in the Empyrean.
Here we go.
Stop mocking me.
Rude Rebel says, I have to admit I hadn't thought about it like that either until hearing it here. Wow, I'll be damned. So we went more Stargate and Star Wars. Yeah, maybe that's why I never saw it too, because I was a Star Wars kid, you know. I didn't get into Star Trek until really late in my life, to all things considered.
It will be done. I will do my job.
Wasn't there another sharpshooter? There is. I wonder if I can hit him with charge from here. I can. What's up, motherfucker?
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends combat is an equation. Your life is a negligible variable.
High momentum.
Oh yeah, momentum's good.
My vow is the Omnissiah condemns you.
Alright, I don't have enough to get over there, so hold out. I can get up close enough to give Abelard a boost.
In the name of House Orcelio, I shall prevail.
Victory is imminent. Target well struck. One fewer target.
Do we still have more? Oh, there's totally more. I missed. And I don't have any range. Oh, I can
It
get
will
them.
be done. I took care of this one.
They're toast. State Warden. Your Lordship, Emperor Preservus, are you all right? Do not fret, layperson. We have grown used to outrageous slovenliness among the wardens of every world we visit. Pascal's vox, quiet at first, is booming with fury with the end of his remark. Pale grayness is strangling this peasant like a noose. His words are laden with fear for our well-being, and yet he fears for his own even more, says Cassia. Alright, I'm fine. I can't say the same for the attackers. Praise the throne! I'll personally escort to the governor. We have the protection of the walls and wardens. Yeah, lead on. What's up? Looking for your phone? Where's my phone? Oh, it's right here. Dude! Oh, are you waking up, buddy? Oh, meow meow. Hi. It's almost time for you to get up and get your dinner, I think. What time is it? Yeah, it's 6 o'clock. Usually between 6 and 7. Dude, this guy has turned into a monster cat. I think he's almost, if he's not already 12 pounds, he's over 12 pounds. So he's like a year and a half. He is by far the biggest of the babies. He's even bigger than Lucas now, and Lucas is, Lucas is like 3 months older than him, but he's definitely bigger than Lucas. Chris has been watching, mostly because I watch him. I love the idea of a Maine Coon. I'll never have one here because it's way too hot for a Maine Coon. But I've been watching Maine Coon videos on TikTok and showing them to Chris, and we're both like, oh my God, would it be cool to have, to live in a, wooded mountain place and be able to have a Maine Coon or two, because those are awesome. Giant 30, 40-pound beasts. Guard your property. Fuck yeah. I'm just a cat fanatic. Alright, we are now on the inside of the governor's palace. We got a map. We do. Where does the door lead? That's probably deeper in. Yeah. And then this probably what leads outside? Nope, it's locked.
Rise to the top, or get left in the
Upon
dust.
seeing you, the guard at the door lets out a frightened yelp and doubles over into a low bow. Your lordship, the governor is waiting to meet you in her office, where she's protected by walls and guards. Would you prefer to meet with her alone or with your entourage? That is a good question. I'll speak to her alone. Yeah, I can't control that Glorfindel. That's a them thing. Also, that the volume on their the intro videos that they do is obnoxiously loud. Stands of Janice at Abaram of Coronis is fearlessly swiping at a data slate, issuing commands to a gilded vox. Upon seeing you, she hurriedly puts away her devices, smooths her skirts, and drops to a deep courtesy. Your lordship, even my abject apologies for the reprehensible stunt that spoiled the reception. Even in my worst nightmares, I could never have imagined. You can stop apologizing. I'm not offended. Hey, are you awake? I didn't even see you jump down out of the chair, buddy. Alright, I gotta let him out and give him some food, guys. I'll be back. I love just like a good white bread, any kind of bread really. Butter and honey. That is all I need to make me happy. When I was a kid, my great grandmother, I would have probably been 7 years old, but I can remember. She was from Finland, and she makes these amazing pancakes. We have a recipe for them. These Finnish pancakes. They're delicious. But she used to do this thing. Her and her husband, where they would just take like lukewarm, not warm, but like not hard butter, but like soft, so it had been out for like 30-45 minutes, and just mix in a bunch of honey and then just dip chunks of bread in it. I learned that when I was a kid, and that combo has stuck with me my whole life. All you ever have to do to put a smile on my face is give me a good hunk of bread with butter and honey, and I'm just like, All right. The companion standing next to Vicinza respectfully bows her head. She is doggedly trying not to turn her head towards, but it's obviously she's watching you through her low lashes. So one of your wardens helped us in battle, a superb shot. Who was it? Ah, you're referring to Irliet, our chief ally in the struggle against the rebels. I've turned a blind eye to her horrific mutations, given the undoubted advantages she brings. She comes from a local degenerate stock on this world, and knows Janice like the back of her hand, so she's provided several leads as to where we can find bases and secret storehouses. Although I admit at times I am tempted to send her away from the estate, her unnaturalness means that speaking with her always leaves me feeling uneasy. Such a gaunt, unfeminine figure, and so tall, so she's a little judgmental. I'm not liking her anymore. If you wish to speak to her, you'll find her outside in the orangery, most likely by the gazebo. I feel like she's going to be another party member that's going to join us. Alright, what's happening on the planet? Several months ago, uprisings broke out. At first, there were miscreants targeting noble families, and then it became apparent that what the administrators accounted refers to as unrest was in fact organized attacks on infrastructure and society leaders. They've already brought 13 agri-complexes to a halt and have now moved on to assassination attempts. Man, so like this is the first time I've ever played a game on the side of the oppressor. Because the Imperium absolutely is an oppressor. It's a colonizer. As that guy would refer to it. I think that was viral last year. But like every planet we go to, the people are fighting back against us. And it's because the Imperium is not nice to anything they consider xenos or heretics. Like, it's not good, man. Can Janice fulfill its foodstuff obligations under such conditions? I risk angering you, your lordship, but this is nothing compared to shamelessly deceiving you. Let us consider the situation dispassionately. Even the most talented logistic experts are unable to guarantee stable ties when shuttles are wary of landing at the spaceport. The terrified peasants are indulging a dangerous minority. Dude, you and I are on the same page, Bubbaloni. I think, yeah, nobility is, that is a fucked up concept. I think I was watching, oh, why am I blanking on his name? He's like one of the only Monty Python members that's left alive, and he's the elder one. John, I'm completely blanking on his last name at the moment. Anyway, when it was time for the most recent, like, Prince dude, 95-year-old, whatever it is, John Cleese, yeah, Cleese, that's who I'm thinking of, thank you. When the most recent coronation happened in England, he did like an interview somewhere where he just like went off about how that was the funniest skit. He was like, that is literally a Monty Python skit. Like watching this 90-plus-year-old dude and the pomp and the money and everything. He's like, that is literally a Monty Python sketch from the 70s, like happening in real time. I was like, that's fucking hilarious. Because if you look at it from his perspective, it's excessive to the point of lunacy. You know, it's ludicrousy. It's just obscene. It's obscene. It's obscene. That's literally what it is. And it's like, I really don't fathom people who are like, hold them in regard. It's like, no. No. That is ridiculous. Welcome to YouTube, Jake and Hobbs. Don't forget we're multi-streaming on Twitch as well, everybody. All right. Oh, holy shit. Like, I have an option. It says, I'll track down these elusive fugitives for you, but as for you, you'll not be permitted to fail again. I am removing you from your post as governor of the planet, and I'm placing you under arrest. When I finish with the rebels, I'll decide what to do with you. Like, you could totally be an asshole leader, or, like, be, like, a hard fist. Like, there's so many options. It's been blowing me away, to be honest with you. Like, I know the permutations of Baldur's Gate 3 were impressive, but I would argue that they are equally impressive here, even though they're not voiced, and there's probably not as many of them. I'm gonna go with number one. I'm gonna say I'm not interested in your excuses. Dealing with the rebels is in your direct responsibility. Of course you are entitled to insist that the conflict be resolved locally. According to my council's report, perhaps in a couple of years when the security services have been re-equipped. No doubt this answer displeases you. I do understand, but without resources, it is the most likely scenario. So if I want to speed things up, I'm gonna have to step in and do what needs to be done. If you want something done, you gotta do it yourself. It's mirroring real life. Want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. Alright, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. I'm sure the rebels will have something to say to the master of the world. If any of those who attacked the estate survived, then perhaps it would have been a valuable resource, but you made an example of them for the rest of the foolish rabble. Incidentally, I did overhear the wardens talking about some kind of strange in the area. Besides that, we still don't know who let the reprobates onto the estate. That person might also know something. I, as well as my retinue, are at your service. My secretary is checking the staff, and esteemed magus who is responsible for agronomic effort on this planet is also here. And of course there's an aide, my aide in the war against the rebels, Irlet. Perfect. Who's your companion? Well, he says, my first real girlfriend was obsessed with Prince Charles and Lady Di back in the 80s. It was bizarre because there was nothing further from British royalty than a poor girl from California. Yeah, it's a weird thing, man. I think there's still an obsession if you look at social media, because the way people follow the two princes and their wives. What was the one, the younger one, who like disassociated himself like a couple years back because his wife's like a black actress or something? I don't. It's Harry, I think is his name. It fascinated me because like every time I would like go read news articles, it would be about him making, everybody was obsessed with him making a book deal, and oh, he's on Oprah and he's doing this, that, and the other because he's no longer part of the royal family. And I'm like, why should we give a flying shit? Like, I don't care. Why is this on my news feed? Like everywhere you went. No love of the Sasnak. One of my ladies in waiting, Amelia. Amelia performs secretarial duties and helps me to remain in constant contact. I trust my advisors implicitly. Over time, she's become not merely a faithful companion, but almost my shadow. To bathe in the light of your greatness is a true honor, rogue trader. Alright, can you just supply the people there with provisions? Not currently. Okay. Tell me about Janice. Remarkable world. House Vaya has ruled for many generations. World was once a wild planet full of xenobeasts and utterly unsuitable for growing things. And to this day, despite our best efforts, it regularly rebels against with its earthquakes, tsunamis, the resurgence of animals and weeds. What do you grow here? Helican flint corn and red turnips. These are the details. Like, who would think, like, this doesn't have anything to do with a quest, right? This is just, I'm here for filler dialogue. Like, my quest was like 6 lines of dialogue ago. I'm just researching about the planet. This is what gets me into RPGs and gives me a gamer boner, which is, really good lore and dialogue and just immersion into the game. I love it. It's tabletop richness and depth, man. Apart from that, in the southern hemisphere, we've set aside vast tracts of land for the Grox population. Of course, I cannot fail to mention the several thousand acres of tilled land, given over to cultivating fermentable fruit for personal use and limited export. Cool. Got a nice spread on the table right there. I'm kind of hungry now. Alright, so that was her. So now we
Keep your wits
go
about you.
talk to the other peeps. Anybody else that we want to talk to or need to talk? There are some hallways here. Doesn't go anywhere. Also doesn't go anywhere. By the way, I was watching. That's all good. We'll talk about that later. I don't want to get sidetracked right now. I know we have people we can talk to, so let's go left and right first. Some goods over here. Aristocrat.
This Explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Your let is down there. Okay, so she's going to be right behind us, but we'll talk to her in a minute. Alright, she's right there, so let's just not forget that's where she is. Draped in a red cloak, the mage's body barely looks human. Wires, tubes, and metal manipulators turn him into a whimsical machine with implants hiding his face behind a sinister mask. He intermittently dictates something in techno-language to the servo skull floating before him, but to your approach he falls silent and offers a reserved bow. Greetings, your lordship. Lex Mechanic Vincelix, how may I serve you? Pascal and the Lex Mechanic exchange trills of Banach greetings. The series of sounds issued by Vincelix sounds much longer and more differential than those of Pascal. How are things with you and your fellows? The current situation is stable. Progress is encouraging. Thanks for the bits, Bublonia. Appreciate it. Did he just dump us out of dialogue for some reason? What do you do here? Initializing report. So he's checking composition stuff of the flora and fauna. Pathologies. Genetic and chemical pathologies. Harmless species are mutating and becoming aggressive, while plants change their chemical composition to become more poisonous. This is happening more and more frequently, and if you don't take action, the ecosystem will be irreparably disrupted. Welcome to YouTube, JH. Pascal thinks the changes might be artificial. Someone might be trying to manipulate the ecosystem. Pascal wants to make a check. Alright, how's the governor dealing with the undesirable pathologies? Further exploitation of the planet could help speed up our suppressor genes, so I'm going to end up helping out with that, it looks like. Bits for lemon tea, an old singer's remedy. There's enough for you in this game, you'll need it. Yes. I have been drinking the last 4 or 5 streams. I've been drinking, it's called Siete Azares, so it's 7 flower tea. So it's got chamomile. I'd have to go get the box to look at it, but it's got like 7 different types of flowers in it, and it's for relaxation, soothing, and anti-inflammation and stuff. And honey. I'm almost out of honey, which is I'm a little stressed about that because I'll have to buy some store-bought honey, which is never as good. But her family has a family friend that has bees, and so we usually get fresh honey 3-4 times a year. But Chris's sister was busy when she went to visit a couple weeks ago, and so she didn't get to order because we get it through her sister. And she wasn't around, so I didn't get my honey refill, and I'm down to like the last like inch, if that, in the bottle, and it's like, ow! But I like honey in a lot of stuff. Yeah, fresh honey is the shit. I stopped, and this is weird. So like, I can't get really good maple syrup here because I live with the boonies. So I like maple syrup, and if I have maple syrup, I will have maple syrup on pancakes and waffles and everything. It's my favorite. Or like a good blackberry jam is also a big favorite. But those are really hard to find where we live. So this honey is so good that we've been getting that I replaced my, like, I would get just like cheap syrup that I grew up with, which I'm not a huge fan of, but like Mrs. Butterworth, I think is what it used to be called. I don't know if it's still called that. And then Log Cabin or something like that. There were syrups my mom used when I was a kid, and I'll use those in a pinch, but this honey is so good that I actually just quit buying those because it's like, this is just really good honey. I'm going to stop buying I don't care if it's fake shit. I like the flavors because it reminds me of being a child. But my favorite is like really good natural maple syrup. I could only find that in the city, and it was also super expensive because it's an import item. Let's talk about something else. What do you do here? Oh, we already talked about that. How many servants are on the planet? 253. 211 currently. Speak later. Baloney says there's a dude at our farmer's market who keeps bees and does local mountain honey. His bees are super docile. This is exclusive to Aussie. Metal is good for everything. You know, I first got into like really good honey when I lived in Bulgaria. Every time we would go for a hike, so there's one of the things I loved about Bulgaria was the heavy use of local produce for everything. Still, like they weren't depending upon the European Union for things, even though they had joined the European Union. As I got there, they were very much self-reliant. And so their own vineyards, their own produce, their own, everything. A great fish market with the Black Sea. You've got wines, tomato basins, tomato plants, like all sorts of great stuff gets grown there. And the home of yogurt, great fresh olives. Also cheeses like these Kashkaval and like soft cheeses, hard cheeses, brine cheeses. And one of the things was, every time we would go for a hike anywhere, people had beehives. Like, everybody had beehives. Anytime you would leave the city and go out to go hiking, like, you could just go 15, 20 minutes outside of the city and go hiking in some random village, and there would be 50, 60, 70 beehives in the local town. Everybody harvested their own honey. It was the most trippy thing I've seen in all my travels. And that's where I first really began to appreciate it, because growing up my mom would just buy shit from the store. That wasn't a Southwest Missouri. I don't think there was a big, at least not when I was growing up, there wasn't a big thing for like farmers markets and stuff. Like they had arts and crafts fairs and stuff, but those were like once a year, and that was something I know that's definitely at least for me, I didn't start seeing that spring up until I was in my 30s, when you started getting like the obsession with organic, and suddenly farmers markets, and I don't mean like local markets have been there forever, because that was something I learned when I went to Bulgaria. Was like, we didn't go to the supermarket, we went to the food market. Like, it's a fucking giant, like, under tent tarps, structure, and it's just vendors, and it's everybody's, they've got all their produce is right there, so you're just, that was, but not growing up. When I grew up, no, it was always my mom would just go to like Sam's and like they had a Sam's membership back when you had to have a a business to get a Sam's card, and that was just the thing, was like once a month, and then everything else she grew in the garden. But like once a month, go to Sam's, just spend like $500, and that was it. That was your one run to the grocery store for the month, and the rest of it was just what she grew. But I never had like good honey until I was in my 20s. So he doesn't have anything he wants to talk to me about. Let's go talk to this sniper chick.
I always keep my options open.
Juliet.
Juliet Lenevis greets you, Elantar.
That's how you know she's going to be a companion character, 'cause she actually has voiceover. The bizarre creature before you only vaguely resembles a typical human. An elongated body, slender limbs, pointed features. Every aspect of his appearance is unnatural and alien. Turns its head towards you. Hang on. Forgot to get my yoga mat for standing.
Would you look at this? Xenos. Oh, she devoured them, mingling with humans. Don't your lot think themselves above that? Anyway, it doesn't change the fact that it's a Xenos that's been cozying up to Viet, not a mutant.
There is fear in your words. You know what I am, and so I may no longer follow the shadowed path.
So she's an alien.
And must be direct. My soul is nothing kin to yours. Your kind call us Xenos, as if we are all as one. I came here to protect the Lilithon by assisting the governor against her enemies. Will you hear me, or be blinded to sense by your precepts? I am here at the behest of the ruler of these people. Your commands mean nothing to me, Elantar.
What did I misclicked on something really quick.
Whoa. You got to be the dumbest Xenos in the galaxy, or you're braver than a whole Imperial Guard regiment.
I
Must be a
clicked
bit of
too
both
quickly
if you're
on
talking
something.
to his lordship, the rogue trader, in that tone.
Alright. To be honest, the only part I understand was that you have no desire to fight. Keep your hands where I can see them.
I have banished the shadow of doubt from your thoughts regarding my nature. Now you will answer my question. Why have you sought me out?
You even have the option to like outright attack her. I misclicked on something there. When was the last save? I don't want to have misclicked on something. What time is it right now? Because I haven't manually saved in a while. Well, hopefully I didn't accidentally go down a bad dialogue path. See the governor's mysterious helper.
I am Elantar. My hand parried the death promised to the ruler of these people, and I aided you in battle against the Lost Ones.
Why do you call me Atlantic?
Because that is what you are. Elantar means stranger from the darkness amidst the stars. You descended on flame-winged machines in a dark time when the air of the planet is soaked in blood and pain. Will you be the one to bring peace to the Lilithon?
Why are you helping the governor?
This world is in distress. I wish to protect it from unnecessary suffering.
How'd you become? Do you know anything behind the uprisings?
There is a malevolence here that drives your kin down the path of violence.
What do you know about the rebels?
Only that they threaten the established order. There is much risk to this world should the ruler die.
Awareness succeeded. Red's face is unreadable, but you detect a strange tension in her voice, as though she's choosing her words carefully. Your answers are not particularly helpful.
But you are not asking for help, Elantar. You are merely asking questions, the answers to which are either unimportant or wreathed in shadow. Explore this place. Speak to those who know. A simple task for you, and an insurmountable challenge for me. since my very appearance provokes fear and suspicion. When you learn anything, tell me. Perhaps then my answers will be helpful to your search.
You should join me. None of the locals will dare look askance at you in the rogue trader's presence.
So be it. I will go with you. I am ready, Elantark. Let us go forth.
The question is, who am I going... What is she? Zila is a xenos, one of the Asuyani. She's a ranger who follows the path of the outcast, and her skills in ranged combat are without equal. She does not use human weapons and can wear either Eldari armor, or if she learns the required feature, Drukhari armor. Her unique ability instantly ends her turn. However, at the start of her next turn, she will make an attack that always hits its target. Yeah, I'm okay with that decision. I'm okay to drop Cassia for now. That's not bad. We'll find out later if we're facing anything super dangerous with the Veil. I might regret that decision later. What? So she's a ranger. So I just have to choose a subclass for her. Well, let me
What is it?
Precise attack. In my sights. Your let's attack against the target at the start of her next turn cannot miss. Use of in my sights ends her current turn. So that's her unique ability. So she's a ranged character just like me. So she's technically what? A soldier? She's an operative. So even though she's an operative, she has like the marksman type stats. That's really cool, man. I'm going to make her an assassin because I already have... Hold that thought. Yeah, I don't need a grand strategist. Let's go assassin. Dun, 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 dun. Attacks and grants 4% dodge. If it hits, though, it deals an additional 7 lethality damage. If the attack hits an opening, its damage is increased by lethality percent. Lethality is a specific assassin parameter which is equal to dodge or dodge reduction, whichever is higher. I think I'll go with Death Whisper. Yeah, let's do create an opening. Okay. Death to all but metal. What's up, tomfoolery? Thanks for saying hi. By the way, I'm sorry if there was a delay. It looked like YouTube or Streamlabs hadn't caught up with YouTube yet. I was just manually tabbing out to check. And sure enough, didn't see that conversation. All right, so we've got her in my party now. I missed a piece of loot up here. What did I miss?
I always have a backup plan.
Alright, nothing up in there. Who's over here? Security officer. Apparently I can talk to him, though.
Is there money to be made?
A hulking man dressed in a uniform, marking him out as an officer of the governmental wardens, is closely monitoring his subordinates as they surround the building. Your lordship, please don't stray too close. One of the terrorists from today has holed himself up in there, and he could be dangerous. What's going on here? We conducted a sweep of the area after the attack. All of the assassins were arrested or neutralized except for one. He sealed himself inside. He's already injured 2 wards who tried to reach him, but there's no need to worry. We'll poison him and clear the last dregs of dirt from this estate. I have only one question, officer, asks Abelard. Why have you not already done it? The rogue trader's here, and the longer you delay, the more you put his life needlessly at risk. I'm sorry, sir. The barrels of poison were just delivered, but we're ready to begin now. Jay says, one ashbag up against all the wardens of this estate, yet he's still causing trouble. On Efreet, he would already have been made captain and put in charge of the governor's security. For the exalted one knows that he has more brains than all of you combined. Let me talk to the person inside for sure. Yeah. I want to solve this problem without too much blood or fuss. As you wish, your lordship. I wonder if this is going to be a book type encounter or if they're actually going to have me log in. When you approach us all looking to our high boyish voice shouts out, "Piss off! You won't get me alive. Better put a bullet in my brain than let the governor's dogs get their hands on me." I'm gonna pick the lock. Takes you half a minute, but you get it. Inside is poorly lit, but you spot a person standing in the far corner. He's desperately gripping a discharged las gun. At the sight of you, his eyes widen. It can't be the rogue trader. The young man, practically a boy, falls to his knees and stretches out his bloody hands. His clothes are burned on one side and grimy with baked-in blood. Your lordship, have mercy! You're the sovereign of this planet. Only you have the power to save us. This is one of the elusive and cunning rebels the governor's been fighting for months? Really? Save you from what? From Governor Viat. Everybody here knows what she's doing to us. We put up with it for a long time, hoping that someone would intervene and help us, but nobody ever did. This is what I'm talking about. Every planet I go to, the Imperium is like throttling these people, and I end up having to do shit to like save them. I'm gonna get called out as a heretic at some point. She's turned the whole world into a slaughterhouse. People are rounded up like rocks from the settlement, supposedly go to the palace, and they're never seen from again. Her servants pour something over the fields, and then people lose their minds, start hearing voices and seeing evil spirits. And while we're dying, she's sitting behind her white walls and feasting on our bones. Urieliet thinks this is beneath us. So you're telling me people are seeing evil spirits? Yes! Others go feral and attack the loved ones, and then there's people say that in the settlements, well, they've stopped upholding the law altogether. Imperial law and the law of basic human decency. People are turning into animals. So who's behind the rebels? I beg you don't ask me that. I can't sell out my brethren. It's over for me with the others. I won't betray them. I'm going to try persuasion. There will be no end to the war on this planet until I get a handle on the situation. But to do that, I need to meet with your leader. Succeeded. Nice. As long as you keep your word. I've never been in their camp. Only the chief saw one person in their base. He comes a few times bringing weapons and orders. They keep their distance from ordinary folks. We've all worked out so that if anyone gets caught, the others aren't caught with them. But I swiped the chief's fox. That's everything I know. I could use the message coordinates to find a base and hide out there. Get up and come with me. I'll give you my word as a rogue trader, you will live. Security officer wants to get rid of the rat. No, I'm going to go with Iconoclast. Escort this man safely to the perimeter. He's free to go. With deepest respect, your lordship, it will be done. So everybody's surprised by me actually having a heart. The Imperium is not a nice place, man. Not a nice place. Okay. What is that? Disinfection device. We've got something down over here.
Always keep your eye on the
Is it
prize.
the shuttle? It's the shuttle. What is that? Dried berries. Okay. Over here, there's like an NPC we need to talk to. The stooped man wearing the cloak of the Adeptus Administratum is reviewing information on a data slate while his quietly whirring mechanical arms fill a long scroll with writing. Upon noticing you, he stretches his thin lips into a smile and deferentially bows. Your lordship, what an honor it is to address you in person. I'm Antilus Quint, Prefectus of the Officio Agricolte. I'll preserve the record of our conversation forever. Alright. What's happening on the planet? Rebellions. A few nobles have been killed. Huh. What have the rebels struck and how? 15 organized attacks in the last few months and 7 terrorist attacks. Irrigation equipment. Transport routes. With a fussy gesture, he presses several buttons on his data slate. I suppose I should not tell you much, please. He shows me a 3-dimensional map. The data is superbly collocated, and the map clearly displays the actions of the rebels. At first glance, there seems to be no logic to the campaign, but after analyzing the data and the features of the terrain, you notice a clear system indicating a geographical pattern to their attacks. Who is directing the rebels? Anybody know? The governor's advisors decline to think that the instigators are very familiar with the planet's terrain and climate. We've not been able to identify the scoundrel yet. That's enough for now. Do you know about the attack on the estate? No culprit yet. What do you think of Vistinza Viet? She's a superb leader. What did you say about her helper? A highly, highly exceptional individual. Verily, even mutants who have seen the light of the God Emperor can faithfully serve his flock. Oh, he just also gave this, he was like, her particular abilities could be an interesting subject of study for the Magos Biologos. The elongated head shape, those eyes. Judging by the skull that was given to me to send on to Footfall, such developmental anomalies on Janice are not a quirk of nature, but some kind of inheritable trait. So they've studied some of her kind, like lab rats. Why did you send a skull to someone in Footfall? Commission him for a jeweler. One of the ladies of the court sent this trinket along with precise instructions of the artisan. So they wanted to encrust a skull with precious stones. I believe the finished piece was intended to be given as a gift to the governor, but in our current segments, I doubt I will be able to send it to Footfall anytime soon. Irliette stares at it in silence. You could see her jaw working under her delicate skin. After a few moments, she abruptly turns away. That's gnarly, dude. I wished I would have quick saved before this, because my gut instinct is that smash the skull and call it repulsive barbarism will side with her. And I hope it doesn't piss her off. Yeah, shit did piss her off. I did not. That's not what I wanted to do. Shit. When was the last time I saved? Right before I went into the, shit. I went in, I came out. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. Let's, I wish you could quick save in conversations. That was something nice that Baldur's Gate 3 allowed you to do, was quick save in conversations. I was thinking it'd be like, oh, you know, how dare you? I wanted an option to like give it to her and be like, here, you know, you do with this what you want. It's your people. but it didn't provide me with any of those options. All right, I'm gonna get some more water while this is loading. All right, we'll spacebar through this real quick. Oh wait, did we already finish that inside? I'm guessing we did. All right, we're actually not too far behind.
A
This
job
could be
for
an opportunity.
Hot shot las gun.
Your wits about you.
All right, let's quick save here. We're just gonna speed through it this time. All right. Okay. I want to know what's the good option here. So I don't know what option is going to be good from her. Curiosity like this would look very nice on my desk. So that also pissed her off. We're going to reload. So I wonder if the second option... I wonder if they're all going to piss her off. That would be unfortunate. But also, it might make sense given that she's, you know, we're part of the evil empire. All right. I'm just going through this really quick. Remove it from my site. So that's the only option. I guess that option she doesn't respond negatively to. Okay. All right. What do you know of the tech on the estate? Hang on. Okay, that's what I needed to go to. I needed to get to this option again so that we get more information. Alright, we're good. Now we can quick save again and move on.
I always keep my options open. I always have a backup plan.
Decorative spire hastily turned into a watchtower. Imperium.
My pleasure.
The chapel is built out of luxurious materials, but the holy place looks half abandoned. Alright, how do we get out of here?
I sense something nearby.
Oh, 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 what do you sense? There it is right there. Commerce?
What's a peculiar thing?
And done.
The fountain is an expensive toy.
Let us not dawdle.
Oop, there's a box. Ooh, what is this? Chartist's pendant. Will gain a reward against 5 Philip and 5 commerce. Oh. That's very interesting.
Error. Making adjustments.
Chains or ropes with shackles on the end can be seen in the water. That's not good. I wonder if we have to fly, if we have to use our ship to fly. I bet we need to go to our ship and look at the planet from orbit to get like other locations to go to. I'll be back. Well, that wasn't it. I must have missed something. I wonder if I have to go back to the governor. Governess. The governor suggested starting the search for the rebels' base by questioning servants and other witnesses. So all these are supposed to take place on the governor's estate. Okay. Apparently I need to talk to some of the servants? I must have missed something at some of these. I can't even talk to him. Oh, I apparently hadn't done this yet. All right, let's go back in. This I forgot that we hadn't. I thought we were past this when we quick saved. All right, we already did this before. Save you from what? From Governor Viat. Tell me people you've seen evil spirits. Who's behind the rebels? Okay. All right, that was the update I needed. Get up, come with me. I give you my word, you will live. Scout this man to safety. He's free to go.
Operation successful.
Always keep your eye on the price.
Alright, now it says I need to go to the bridge. A Vox with recordings of Rebels conversation will make it possible to launch a large-scale reconnaissance operation. But we still have this one. Gather more information. The surviving rebel claims the leaders are hiding far away from population centers. This one still says the estate, so there's got to be somebody else we could talk to. These two guys, he's closest. I'm pretty sure I exhausted all the conversation options with this one. Yeah, I don't see anything else from him. So maybe it was this guy. I found this in the body of a dead rebel. Can you tell me anything about the specimens? Creeping creeweed, typical plant of the Western Hemisphere. Alright. Alright, that was an update, so I bet we go back to our ship now and completely search for everything. Yep. Both of the... No, those are both in the bridge. The berries of a plant that grows outside of Janice's cultivated areas were found among the Evil's equipment. Still some other stuff I could find on the governor's estate. Shows me being able to talk to this guy still. Hang on. Let's go back up here. Just make sure we've... Yeah. We're done with him. Alright, I've not got anything else I can talk to these guys about, so maybe there's something back in the palace. Maintenance room, return to the void ship. Excuse me. Alright, anybody else I can talk to here? Just the governess. Let's just double check with her first. My entourage will accompany me this time. She's got like an aura around her too. I wonder if it's like the personal shield or something. In the galactic dimension, the strange changes in the planet's flora and fauna. It's possible that the plant mutations are connected to waste runoff from the harvesting equipment. Okay. Rumors have reached me about oddities among the population. Some of our experiments extract a higher toll. How refreshingly novel, says Jay. The rich treated the common folk like dirt and coating it all with best intentions. Yeah. Alright, the tech priest mentioned ancient ruins. I ordered the area to be declared out of bounds. Some things are better left under a thick layer of dust. Well, I think we can go back to our ship and scan for the...
keep my options open.
Scan for the rebels. And I wonder if that guy was telling us the truth when he said that the governess is killing the planet. I mean, it sounds like we're strip mining it, essentially. And our waste matter is killing things off. Isn't this the story of Avatar? Am I about to become Jake Sully? Or whatever I think that was the name of that character. Gonna go native, man. Dances with Wolves. Man, that's a good film. Especially like the extended edition director's cut. Ugh. I know a lot of people have joked about some of Kevin Costner's stuff, but there was a run there where he was like Waterworld, The Postman, Dances with Wolves. There was also Kurt Russell did that movie where he was like I can't remember the name. He's like a brain dead soldier in like a science fiction environment. He got all shredded out.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
It says, now I'm seeking your help. The time has come to dispel the final shadows on our path. I've hidden the truth from you. I know a great deal about those who are disturbing the peace, and I know where they are hiding. Allow me to show you the way, on the condition that you bring me to them. You are kind. There is a bit of bargaining. I always offer what cannot be obtained without torture or thrones. Alright. What an unexpected... There you go. How about, why did you not say anything? No other path was open to me, but now our paths are aligned. And my decision was motivated not by caprice, but by reason, which compels me now to be honest with the person who can fix all of this. Everything you've discovered, everything you've learned from your kind, they all trace to the same calamity. A calamity that will eclipse all the strife and wars on this face of this world. All the signs were plain to see, but I was here, and the Monkey failed to recognize the coming storm. Please follow me. You must, if this world truly matters to you. Okay. What calamity are you talking about? I will reveal the truth soon, but not here. Not in the place where it seems evil has made its nest. Alright, I believe you. Lead on. You truly must have been brought here by Providence. It is your will alone that brought you here, which has become a blessing to the Liliathan? Liliathan? Let's go. I pray to the gods we're not too late. So we're about to provoke a natural disaster on the planet, it sounds like. The Imperium, that is.
I always have a backup plan.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
I kind of don't want to have to kill rebels if I don't have to.
An expected result.
I'm not gonna have a choice. Oh, we all leveled up. Hold up. Wait a minute. I'm getting a new special ability. Wild Hunt. Everybody's getting a new special ability. That's really cool. Orchestrated Firestorm. The Master Tactician selects a 3x3 zone in the battlefield. All allies, including the Master Tactician, that have line of sight to any enemies inside the zone make an immediate single attack against a random enemy within the zone that they can target with their weapons. So it has to be like a ranged weapon. Well, I'm doubting we have a choice here. We're gonna have to fight rebels.
Let us not dawdle.
Nothing for it. Let's go.
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
Spare none of them!
Oh, she's yelling at them to stop, lower your weapons. They didn't listen, and he went and got backup. Well, poodoo. Abelard, you can get up in here. Pascal. I need Adira up here, ideally, as well.
Can I fall back now?
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Alright. She be sniping.
If I must. If it serves your
Let's get the
cause.
sharpshooter.
I understand your intent.
There we go.
If it serves your cause.
Did some damage, but that's about it.
What My ears are ringing.
Let's give it to Pascal. He'll do a fun little AoE here. Get all three of these guys. Oh, he killed all three of them. Nicely done, sir.
My prescience has failed me.
How many targets are in my line of sight? Let's get up here. I want to try out my new ability. It says, the bounty hunter simultaneously makes several attacks. The number of the attacks is equal to the number of prey in combat, which I don't have any prey. Oh wait, yeah, that's my wild hunt. So I would have to mark these guys with prey first. So I can I can only mark one guy per. Oh no, I can do multiple.
I'll see to it personally. On it.
Okay, I got 3 of them, right? So let's toggle this. The attack always hits and always scores a critical hit.
Here's my perfect moment. Your end was inevitable.
That was automatic, so it was like bam, bam, bam. Got them all. And I could still do...
It's as good as done.
I missed, but that was kind of cool.
I'll see to it personally. I'll make it happen.
What is this foreboding? On it. What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Indeed.
So next turn, the Vanguard attacks each enemy that attacks the Vanguard's allies in a 3-cell radius. That's not that useful.
No matter the cost.
But we are going to run up here.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Ah, damn it, I wasted it.
Reduced to dust. It will be done. One fewer target.
A hunting rifle. Additional hit chance, 40%. Holy crap. It's got a shorter range though. I like my current range.
Is there money to be made?
Alright, so he didn't listen to our call of, hey, we come in peace.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
So that's just going to lead us down to the area we would have come in earlier. I'm going to ignore that for now. We're going to go up.
Experience? Nothing matters more.
Is this like a cave or something? No, there's a Medica thing here.
My knowledge has
The mutilated body is covered in deep lacerations. Is there's nothing? Oh, there's something over here. Would that have been down below? Oh, it's a tree. How do I get over there? Oh, it's down below. Herpa-derpa.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
So there was nothing up there?
Hey, what's that?
That is a trap.
Just as I planned.
Too hard for a simple
This
monkey.
plant, once a harmless shrub, has now completely changed, with its outer tissue cracking from the juices swelling. I gotta open this up. Its pulp and now oozing down the leaves in murky rivulets. Looks like a resort of powerful sorcery.
Always keep your eye on the prize. I always get the job done.
Well, there's a mutilated body here. That's interesting. Yep, here's cutscene. Warp creatures or something else?
I strike without fear or hesitation.
The creatures once so timid, could the seed of evil truly have taken the root in them as well? I don't think we're getting a choice here, so... I want everybody to gather up, because I'll be using... a special ability when I can. Oh, I can not quite get all of them. I can get all these though.
If I must. If it serves your cause. I am not your xenos pet, monkey.
Alright. A little bit lightning.
Stop it! Anything else? Not this scryer's job.
Tell me, and it is done.
What is wrong with you?
I can do that.
So I'm ready
Who
to
if
dash
not
a little
me?
bit.
My gut tells me it's a bad idea.
Hang on, I thought they weren't supposed to get...
Catch my breath.
Does not provoke attacks of opportunity, but that definitely provoked attacks of opportunity. Allows the soldier to dash through him. That's got to be a bug. Because they definitely were able
On
to
it.
attack me.
I'll see to it personally.
At your beck and call.
They should not have been able to do that.
I will do my duty. I'd rather not. Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Request approved.
Okay.
This tedium is beneath me. If it serves your cause.
Will do.
My
Alright, one
reckoning
down.
will be swift.
Hit this one.
If only you knew what awaits you. Was that you? Or
Not give in to emotions.
Indeed.
Am I getting paid?
I love her little dual-wield pistols. It's so cool.
It's as good as done. Your end was inevitable.
Okay. Stick prey on these two guys. Toggle my
I'll
heroic.
see to it personally. You should feel honored to witness this. Consider this a taste of what's to another enemy down.
Got one of them.
At your beck and call. Grey
Goodness
hair.
gracious, still didn't
Sure
get it.
have.
The order is contrary to dogmatic
Oh, I
breakthroughs.
skipped his turn by accident. Dog grab it.
I am not your xenos pet, monkey.
no can do. What an unfortunate
Alright.
turn of fate.
I think we did that with no wounds. No, I definitely have a wound. I have a fresh injury. Okay, so you.
Sometimes you
need
consult
to
the appropriate
heal
treaties on
him.
tactics.
I won't forget this.
And then you need to equip some new med kits. And a grenade. Alright. This is like a dead end, actually, surprisingly.
Let us not dawdle.
Oh, no, maybe it's not. Oh, I can't get over there. There's also goods way down there. This must have been like a... Yeah, I can't get there from here, so I gotta go back around, I think, down to this area, because there was another athletics check over there. Alright, let's jump off this. I think this is another
Nothing's
fight.
impossible for this old officer.
I always have a backup plan. You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
Show them no mercy.
Hang on, I got a weird angle up here. Gosh darn it. Abelard! I'm gonna send you down. Go with Abelard. Indira, I could probably send you down after those three. And Jay, let's put you up top. There's a lot of enemies on the floor. A lot. Alright, I've got first shot. Can I hit the barrel? That's just cover. It's not, what about grenades?
On it.
That was nowhere close. I'm a horrible shot with grenades.
I'll see to it personally. I'll make it happen. I won't stand for it. It's as good as done.
You will perish for this affront. I understand your intent. I am not your xenos pet, monkey. Stop trying, monkey.
How does that work? Okay.
You've got a problem? I've got a prize.
I'll make it happen.
Oh yeah. Alright, what can we do now? She selects a 3x3 zone in the battlefield. All allies, including that have line of sight. So let's experiment with that right over here.
I hold all the cards.
So only 2 of us had line of sight, so we only got 2 shots. But still, it was kind of cool to try it.
Don't get too cocky. I'd like to, but I can't.
Servitors are coming. Oh, they got flamethrowers. That's not good. That's never good.
Temporary setback.
I know what is to come. Anything else? Be gone. Damn it. On it.
Abelard.
Follow my lead. It will be done. Reduced to dust.
Missed.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful. Running binary function successfully terminated.
Too bad I can't get close enough to that guy, but I can. I'm too far away to get those guys. I can't reach him from here. Well,
I've faced worse than this.
get rid of this guy up top.
You never stood a chance.
Alright. Let's mark some prey.
Who if
One.
not me? On
Two.
it. He's as good
Three.
as done.
And let's toggle this.
Accept your lot.
I killed 2 of them. Alright, that's pretty cool. Alright.
This tedium is beneath me. Another soul slips beyond the veil. If it serves your cause.
I'll see to it personally. You never stood a chance.
Got no line of sight on that one. Oh, he's gonna hit me with flame. Ouch!
But of course.
Just do a psychic shriek.
I will do my duty. Gray hair, sure hand.
Each enemy attacks the Vanguard's ally in 3-cell radius. What up, Spage? My brother got, check this shit out, guys. I don't know if you can see it. He got the illustrated version of Aragon for his birthday. If you've never read the Aragon series, it's really cool. It's gonna show up really weird because of the filter that I've got on, but it's got the map and everything. If you like the Aragon, which I thought was a really cool series, and purely from a logistical standpoint, Christopher Paolini wrote that when he was a teenager. Him and his parents self-marketed it across their state and where they lived, and it sold enough copies that it got the interest of actual publishers, who then came in and helped turn this kid into a fantasy superstar, who then went on to write this trilogy of books that became a movie, that became a series, and he's been a successful writer since then. It's a great case of someone who self-published, who really hit a home run. The book series is not the best I've ever read, but for a teenager, it's a damn good series.
We'll rule the stars themselves. Indeed. My place is at the fore. It will be done.
The movie was a crock of
That's
shit,
all,
but
back and
the books
forth.
are pretty good. Yeah, book 5 came out not long ago. Starts with an M. I can't remember the name of it now. I follow him on social media, but I haven't read any of his books beyond the original Aragon trilogy. I just have always followed him on social media because I think he's a cool character and an aspiration for those of us who do self-publishing. Because I've had success. My best book sold about $50,000 in sales, which is pretty successful for a self-published novel. That was my first book. And I've had varying degrees of success. I've made a full-time living as an author, let's just put it that way, for many, many years before I became, interested in game dev and then, doing YouTube for a living. Latest book is actually coming out on the 19th, actually, which is in a couple days, I think. Tomorrow, actually. So those of you who have pre-ordered the Kindle version, you get it tomorrow. And if you haven't ordered it, well, you're slacking. Go get a copy. And then we're working on the sci-fi and fantasy anthology right now with our channel members on YouTube. Murtag, that's the name of it, Rhinoc. But I've never seen those levels of success, if I can learn how to talk. I've also never tried, I don't have the patience to go through the publishing stuff. Like, so having a publisher come to you is pretty awesome because then you just get to skip the line. But I don't have the patience for the line because I know enough about doing my own marketing now. I've been doing this for a long time. So I know how to take something, get it done, get it marketed, and at least recoup my expenses and the time that I put in. I will at least I can make a living at it. And if I can make a living at it, I don't need the publishers. However, publishers can get you more recognition if you're not necessarily hitting bestseller statuses on your own. And that does present itself with a very interesting set of numbers. But there are also pros and cons to all of that. But the whole aspect of you got to find an agent. That's a 6-month thing. Then the agent has to ship your manuscript. That's another 6-month thing, assuming you can find a buyer and assuming you can find an agent. So that's a year out of your time, a year out of your life from writing the book to getting the book approved or purchased by a publisher, right? So that's a year. Well, then the publisher wants to have it go through their editors. So that could be a 6-month process. It could be a year-long process. And then, welcome Shazzy Azzy. And after all of that is only then do they schedule it for publication. So it could be 2 years from the time that you finish writing it to actually getting it out the door. Meanwhile, I can write it, get it edited, get it through my alpha readers, beta readers within 6 months and have revisions done within 6 months to a year. So I can get it out in half the time. And if I really want to be sloppy, if I think I've written a good enough first pass, I can get it out, within 3 months after I finish the first read through if I just want to make 1 quick or 2 quick revision passes. And I don't pay editors. So there's still little shit that crops up. I'll read it 6 months down the road and be like, oh, I missed a little grammar mistake there. Or someone will reach out to me and be like, hey, I caught this. And I'm like, oh, I totally missed that, But it's so easy to update your digital files. It's like that kind of shit's easy. So I've been able to get a book out the door within a year or less. I've done it in 6 months before, which means I can start selling copies a year to a year and a half quicker than a publisher can sell copies, which means I can make more money in the 12 to 18 months that I would traditionally have to sit on my ass and not make any money while I'm waiting for all that stuff to happen. And in the 12 to 18 months, I can absolutely find 500 people to 1,000 people who are going to buy that product. And if you're only going to get 5,000 copies for your first print run from a publisher, you're only going to get, if you're lucky, let's say 3% of the net revenue from all of that. Meanwhile, I get to keep, depending on where I sell it, Amazon takes a cut, obviously, but it's a much smaller cut. We get a 70% commission versus, a 3% commission. So, if you do print on demand, that just depends. Your costs vary, but you can set your profit margins. So knowing all of that, it's like I have no reason to go through a publisher. The only way I would go through a publisher is if I had a manuscript that was good enough that an agent picked it up and said, hey, I'm going to get you a, 6-figure deal. I'm going to get you a 6-figure advance. We're going to sell this at auction. You're going to get $100,000. That would be intriguing to me to be able to do that. That would be fun. But I'm also not really willing to go through that whole process to try to make that happen. Yeah, you always have to make edits because you're writing it for someone else. It's like, it can be cool, but if you notice, like most recording studios, most recording artists, they'll do a deal when they're first out of the gate. But usually within the first 3, 4, 5 albums, most of them want to go independent by that point, or they want to change publishers because they start to find that those contracts are too binding. Because it's like you're contractually obligated to produce that. And I'm not contractually obligated to do shit. money talks to me is the big thing. Like, if I can do something on my own... Uh-oh, what's going on here? Are they helping or hindering?
Don't let your guard down. I'll make it happen. The best defense is a good offense. Who, if not me? I'll make it happen.
Finally got that down. That's an Eldari Guardian. Ooh, some new players on the field. Sniper.
No enemy will thwart my purpose.
She needs to get behind this.
I approach the designated position. I am not your xenos pet, monkey. I understand your intent.
One's down.
This tedium is beneath me.
Renek asks, do you outline your novels, Renfail? And if you do, and it's a series, do you outline the entire thing? So traditionally what I've done in the past, I've done both. Traditionally what I've done in the past is I will give myself a rough series outline, and I'll say these are the main points that I want to hit within the 2, 3, 4 novels that are in that, right? And then what I'll do is I will just write towards those story beats without any chapter outline in place. I know that I need to hit these beats in the story, and I just sort of let it unfold organically. And I will come up with, you know, a rough idea for that first novel that's very much just, I know I gotta hit these story beats, I know I want this many characters, these are the main characters. Along the way I might discover other characters that become main characters. However, the most recent novel that I did, I outlined everything. And that was an experiment, which is why we did it through Patreon. So it was written in serialized format. So I did 2 chapters a month. Those chapters, they outline all the story, everything we outlined, everything we did, we preserved and recorded. And for the first year and a half, we did on the Patreon and here on my YouTube channel. If you go look through my playlist, there's a playlist called Project Drummond, which was what we were calling it before we went and got our trademarks and everything else. And before we branded it, it was just called Project Drummond. And we spent like a year and a half. We did weekly meetings, public, on YouTube, streamed them, or just pre-recorded them. I did all the outlines for our patrons, and so everyone who was a patron was able to watch that unfold, from the napkin sketches to the outlines to the story character outlines to the overall story for the first 2, 3 books, however many we decide we're doing. I think I can do it in 2. We might do it in 3, but it's probably going to be 2. And then I went through and outlined the first novel, and that was all done for our patrons. And then the outline evolved over the course of writing the first one, and I ended up making some chapters into expanded. So I had like one paragraph that was supposed to be one chapter, and I expanded that into like 3 chapters. So this one that I just finished writing was highly structured and followed a chapter by chapter outline, which I normally don't do. And to be honest with you, it's not my preferred way of doing things, but because this is a different type of project and I'm not trying to write an epic fantasy series like I was doing with my other stuff, the Saga of Lucemia stuff, that's different. This is a structured, concise, I need it to be, 80,000 to 100,000 words per novel. I'm not trying to write big Brandon Sanderson books. These are more, condensed R.A. Salvatore type, we want a quick read that someone can do in, a dozen hours or so. So this one was like 80,000 words, I think. Each chapter is around 3,000 words ish, whereas the other one I was working on, The Echoes of the Past, that had 7,000 word chapters, and I think the first novel was like 205,000 words. And now that I'm in revision stages for that, we're actually going to be taking portions of what I had previously called Book 2, and I'm melding it into Book 1, so it'll be more like a 250,000 word. But so I've done both, but I much prefer the story beats method, and then you're writing towards those story beats and let things organically unfold. I like that method. I know Brandon Sanderson goes for the whole, I'm going to outline every single solitary thing before I ever lay a word down on paper. Kevin J. Anderson does the same thing. I mean, these guys, they outline chapter by chapter everything they want to happen, and then they just write to the chapters. I don't find that method, for me personally, it doesn't resonate with me creatively, so I tend to prefer to do it the other way, which is to sort of just write the characters that I know I need, and then anything else that happens along the way, additional characters, subplots, etc., becomes surprise stuff that just happens because of imagination flowing. And then some of those things get taken out and they get put to the side, they get saved for other projects. Other things become their own projects in their entirety. Other things become short stories that I turn into anthologies. And then whatever's left is the novel.
I know what I'm doing, usually. I can do that with the right incentive.
I am not your xenos pet, monkey. If I must.
Tell me, and it is done.
I can't hit anybody else from here.
Yet iron knows no pain.
Man, this angle is really wonky up here.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. Someone else can do this.
Request denied.
I'm only gonna get one of them. Ah, that sucks.
Request approved.
I gotta figure out how to get line of sight to that other one.
Reading damage to bulk.
Oh, we're getting more of these guys. Or did it just freeze up? It might have just froze up. I'll give it a minute here. It was trying to load something, and I think it might have just bugged out the encounter. Nope, there it goes. Stop, my kin. It's me. They're not listening to her.
On it.
Oh, I can't believe I missed that
I'll
target.
see to it personally.
If it serves your cause.
Got him.
I see you moving. No more.
Man, I can't hit any of these guys, can I?
This battlefield air is good for my lungs. Am I getting paid for this?
Did I hit Pascal? I totally did.
Don't get too cocky.
I don't care. He can take it.
Cover me. Was that you? Or
One fewer time.
Alright, we're done. Your less usually dispassionate face is contorted in a grimace of rage and pain. I swear on Kane's riven Hotmar, you will pay for your treachery. Alright. I don't know who you're talking about, but I promise I'll help help you pour the cup of suffering down their throat. She sucks in her breath. She quickly then puts a mask of serenity on, looks at you, and begins to speak, this time in low Gothic. Please excuse me. I allowed the turmoil to win over my reason. I must be more careful, even in this face of this treachery. Alright, what treachery are we talking about? Moran is the one responsible for the rebellions against the leader, Janice. But you allow me to tell you everything from the beginning. We call ourselves the Children of Asurian, a branch of the Aldari that inhabits planet-sized vessels known as craft worlds. Alright. Aldari is another name of ours. We are the echoes of the great empire that once ruled the galaxy and created new worlds. The planet you call Janice is one such maiden world, the Lilithan, a haven that our ancestors made for their kin. For many millennia, only the shadows of our predecessors lived there until you humans came. We are the heirs. We are truly within the rights to call this as our home. However, our arrival is a tragedy, not a homecoming. We belonged to the craft world Crudark, which fell on the borders of the star region. Only the providence of the merciful gods allowed us to escape the fate that befell those whose souls perished among the stardust along with our abode. Abelard says destroying an Eldari craft world is a serious achievement. I'd like to shake the hand of whoever did it. Wow, what an asshole. She breaks off and hurriedly whispers to you, hey Renfail, if we get the chance we should check this place out, even if the craft world is blasted to bits, and who would finds peaceful will make a fortune, says Jay. Ah. After the calamity of the Lathan, offered my kin a sanctuary, living amongst your kinds. Okay, so you came to Janice along with the rest of the Eldari. No, my path brought me later by another route. It was Morin who welcomed me here. He's one of the surviving Farseers of Crudark. He was one of the handful of the Asuryani. Man, I'm going to butcher these pronunciations. Asuryani who escaped death and found the path here to this destroyed cradle of our kind, and they were outraged when they saw how the Monkig had ravaged our flourishing land. So why did your own kind attack you? I don't know. They cannot have forgotten me, can they? Okay. So why would a handful of xenos go to war against a whole planet? Monkey walk blindly into the future. We choose our path, guided by the Farseers. Moran, a leader here, is one of that group. The children of Assyrian are subject to his will, and he is the subject to the will of his visions. Okay, why are you telling me all this? Your arrival has thrown my paths into disarray and lifted the veil of truth. I failed to see the signs. The threat should be familiar to you, as it is to other intelligent species in the galaxies. We call it Salanthresh, she who thirsts, goddess of chaos. So these are the names the Eldar give to the chaos god Slanesh, their ultimate enemy. Slanesh is the god of passion, excess, and forbidden pleasures, and is known for his fickle and treacherous nature. Ritual sacrifice. Ooh. Tendrils of corruption may be threading through the world spirit, posing it as we speak. I believe Vistenza Vaya is in thrall to the will of Salanthresh. Ho ho! The plot thickens! So Abelard's not buying any of it. Jay's like, such wonderful creatures, the Xenos. Just before we came, Pointy Ears spent her days serving the governor, but the moment the wind changes, she starts regaling us with tragic tales about her people's dismal fate and the world's plight, and we humans are to blame for everything, naturally. Although there's a grain of sense to her words, I will give her that. Okay. So if she is tainted, we'll have to find out for ourselves. Alright. Well, that is a subplot that we just uncovered.
Keep your wits about you.
Can I not get to that box? Apparently not.
I always keep my options open.
Oh, you can totally climb up ladders. How did I not pay attention to that earlier? a shuriken catapult, and an Aldari ranger armor.
Always keep your eye on the prize. Is there money to be made?
Oh, there's goods up here. Also something back over here where we can use an athletics check. Actually, no, I can't get that.
Let us not dawdle.
All right. Well, I got to wrap it up here, everybody. Chris and I, we're 2.5 hours in, so I got a good stream in tonight. I'm going to go do some photography with Chris, some night photography. So I'll probably put something up in the community section whenever I get the photos processed and stuff. So hopefully, for those of you who are interested in photography, you'll be able to see some stuff. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon, evening, 5 p.m. Central is the start time for the holidays right now. We got a few videos every day coming out on YouTube, so if you're following along there, got some new stuff coming out. I'm going to be recording a bunch of videos tomorrow for the rest of the week. Continuing our playthrough here, Wednesday night we'll be playing Warcraft, but tomorrow night we'll be back with more Rogue Trader. And sometime later this week I'll probably do a Baldur's Gate 3 stream for my wizard. And I got some more guides. I got a bunch of guides I need to do. And Chris and I started watching Reacher, the second season tonight, so I'll probably have a review of... I don't know if I'm going to read that episode by episode or if I'm going to wait till we watch the whole thing. I might wait till I do the whole thing. We'll see. Thanks for being here, folks. If you're watching the multi-stream, don't forget, on Twitch, you can always hit follow and drop bits, cheers, and subs to support. If you're on YouTube, you can do super thanks and super chats and memberships. And we'll see everybody in the next one. Stay safe, folks.